Welcome everybody to a February anticipated releases of 2020. My name is Nick.
And I'm Travis.
This is going to be kind of weird because we looked at the list of games that are coming out this month and we kind of thought they're doo-doo. So we have a couple of ones that we're going to highlight, but nothing that we're going to go too much in depth on. This might be a shorter anticipated releases. But anyway, I'm going to get started by one of the weirdest games that was ever announced, I believe, during Nintendo's E3, and that's Jim Henson's The Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance Tactics. If you remember the Nintendo Direct for E3, there was a very out-of-place game that had like a Netflix logo in the corner, and it had this weird, I don't know if you can call it a puppet or whatever it was, that kind of gave a little bit of an introduction on it.
The Witcher 3.
Yeah, sure, let's go with that. It was a very out-of-place trailer in a Direct that was really solid in a lot of our minds, and that's pretty much the reason I'm talking about it, is because after that, it just stirred up a little bit of intrigue, even though it was kind of a universal thing that this was one of the weirder announcements. It's not like a shock weird, like, oh, this is a really cool announcement. It's like, huh? It just left you questioning it. But as it says in the title, Age of Resistance Tactics, is because it is a tactical game, and it reminds me a lot of the style of Final Fantasy Tactics, where there's different levels, there's a different, looks like there's ways where you can like knock certain pieces of the environment into other people. It doesn't look like that it has like the lovable characters of the Final Fantasy series, and some people have been comparing it to kind of a cheap mobile game, but it is a tactics game at its core, and it does interest me a little bit. But if it comes with any bit of price tag, I've heard when they're trying out the game, at least people who did at E3, they weren't really impressed, and everybody's like, no, it's still in development, so I'll save my reservations for when this game actually comes out. But I wanted to at least mention that it was coming out because, like, what the hell is this game? Again, nobody could have predicted this, but I don't think anybody was really wanting this game to be predicted when it came down to the Nintendo Direct.
I just want to be able to put thousands of dollars into my puppet and have him be amazing.
Oh, yeah, that's all. Yeah, Travis, you could totally do it in the game. I don't even know if it's a mobile game, but that's what people are comparing it to.
Exactly. So I might as well be able to do it.
Yeah, I mean, you're exploring the fantasy world of Thara. What an interesting way to do it. But yes, it's coming to the Nintendo Switch February 4th. There's not much to say about this game. It's a game that had a weird announcement. That's really about it. And it's a tactical game, so I'm sure if you like tactics games, it might be worth it to check it out. But for the most part, I'm not really worried about checking this one out. But I am curious to see how it does. So Travis, what you got?
So I was really fishing just to get two different games out of here. So I'll start with the one that's not even technically a game, but it's the DLC, Wargroove Double Trouble DLC. So I know there was a lot of positive, this game has just gotten a lot of positive reviews. So now there's more to love. So that's always fun. Because if I remember right, the Kingdom Hearts one got delayed even further, right?
The Kingdom Hearts DLC?
Yeah.
It was weird because they announced, the way that they have it is they have a staggered release where for PlayStation, actually at the time of recording it, I'm pretty sure that it's out now for PS4, but for Xbox One, it like is delayed a month. So like for PS4, you got it like a week, like a month earlier, which is really weird.
Because I thought that we talked about it last month, and then I saw it here, and I'm like, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
this month has been a lot of remasters and DLCs, which I usually try not to highlight all too much because I want to see more new things. But, you know, Wargroove, I know, was like a smaller game. It's a strategy game, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, it's kind of tactics along the lines of Advance Wars, from what I've seen.
Yeah, so if you're into those, I mean, I guess this is the month of tactical strategy games because
at least a couple of them.
Yeah, because I know I'm a big fan of them. I loved the Fire Emblem game that I got, which makes me want to go play the other ones because I've heard those are better from somebody.
I don't know who said that. It might have been me, but I don't know.
I don't know, maybe. And then, you know, I loved the Rabbids game. I 100%ed that. The Mario
I forgot,
Rabbids.
like, you really do like tactical games. It's
just I do like tactical games. It's just I don't
you don't have played a lot of them, I think.
I just... Because I usually play, like, one of them in the series, and I'm like, that was a fun game.
Yeah.
And then just kind of move on to the next thing that's coming out. So if there's ever a good strategy game, I should actually look at Wargroove and I might as well buy it.
It's a little different than like Fire Emblem, and even the Jim Henson's whatever game, I can't remember, the Dark Crystal whatever game I was talking about earlier. It's not a very memorable name in my mind, but it's a little different than those kind of games because they're more focused on the more tactics when it comes down to like a single character. I think, and I may be wrong here, so don't take this as fact, but Wargroove is more along the lines of Advance Wars, where you can summon a certain amount of units, and it's not like a specific character, really. It's like Fire Emblem and whatnot. It's more about like whatever army is like in there, and like if yours can win out in the end. I haven't played a ton of Advance Wars. I have it for my Wii U, I think, Advance Wars 1, and it was fun when I was doing some of the tutorial stuff. I just never really got back to playing it, so... I would say that if you do like tactic-style games, and I know how addicting those gameplays can be, it's worth checking out, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Do
All
it.
right. Is it my turn for the second one?
Sure.
This one I would say is probably the biggest release of this month, and that's Dreams. And if anybody has owned a Sony console, or like if you own a PS4, I think you might have heard about this game in passing, because one of the biggest games before, I think when it came down to PS3, was Little Big Planet, and how huge of a game that was. And this is kind of the spiritual successor when it's coming down to Little Big Planet. It seems to be kind of a create your own game simulator from what I was able to read up on it. So it's not the actual, so Little Big Planet, obviously, like there's a lot of restrictions. It seems like they're just expanding on that more. And what's really cool about Dreams is you're able to do it in a lot of different styles when you're basically creating in this game. So you have like there's certain ones that I saw where it was like a racing game that kind of simulated F-Zero. Then another time when it was like a 2D kind of platformer or not even platformer, like kind of was it Metroidvania more along the lines of Shovel Knight. And also it'll have like certain like platforming, running, gunning things, maybe like Enter the Gungeon. There's a lot of different and huge range of games that I've seen people that I've seen come out of Dreams, like racing games, like pseudo cube runner things, like adventure things, like puzzle platformers. It's crazy to think about all the stuff that you can do in here. And if this is kind of a creation tool like Mario Maker was, and part of like, I know Link's Awakening wasn't as good, but I'm really curious to see how it does. This is actually a game that I was thinking about picking up. I'll wait to see the reviews, but yeah, it seems to be that this is pretty much, I don't want to say a send-off because Sony says that they're pretty much still supporting the PS4, but I think this is going to be one of the last big releases for PS4. But yeah, mech suits, racing games, it looks amazing, but I'm sure it's pretty much going to be the same kind of experience that people had with Little Big Planet. So yeah.
Okay.
It's an interesting game if you know what I'm saying. But I'll be honest, I've never played Little Big Planet. I've only seen gameplay of it. I've heard it's good. I've heard it's really good.
I've played a little bit of it. It's all right.
So yeah,
it's decent. Yeah. I'll say.
I would say Dreams is probably the biggest release of this month.
I don't know, man, because my next game is so memorable that I have to look back at what the title is called.
What the title of the game is.
So my other game that I am totally recommending is Zombie Army 4 Dead War. So this is Call of Duty Nazi Zombies. Has a love child with Left 4 Dead, and this is the game that has arisen. So it is indeed Nazi zombies. Like, it's 100% what they are and where they come from. It's from Hitler summoning them from hell. And then it kind of is more like Left 4 Dead, and that there's like a bunch of different types of zombies, including the zombie tanks, which were in Left 4 Dead, and then they also can have weapons, which is new to Left 4 Dead. And then you have to find and upgrade weapons like you do in Left 4 Dead and survive the zombie hordes that are coming at you. So
interesting.
So it's pretty much, because like it also sounds like it was going for some humor aspects to it too, which Left 4 Dead, depending on who you were playing, kind of had more humor or not.
Yeah.
But it does seem like it'll be a fun game if it's like a party game situation. because I know CJ and I used to love playing Left 4 Dead together, doing random crap in campaigns. Sometimes we would like make stupid rules, like you can only use fire, which in some levels were impossible.
Yeah.
But depending on what the price was, I didn't see how much it was, but I would actually consider buying it if it was not a full $60 game, because it did look alright. Like, the graphics didn't look anything too impressive, but when I'm playing a zombie horde game, I don't really care how real the blood looks. It's gore. But what I think they were going for was kind of more of a humorous, like, we've already overdone this zombie thing, so why not just make it just ridiculous? And
I'm trying to figure out who makes the game, but I still can't figure it out. I mean, obviously it's a rated M game because, you know, blood and gore.
Yeah.
And one thing that I do like about it is the fact that you have actually a story campaign that actually is co-op, so like you can do it with 1 to 4 players, and
Exactly.
I always find stuff like that awesome. I don't know if it's online or not, but it seems
I can't imagine that you wouldn't be able to do it online. Like,
you never know, because I know Overcooked was Overcooked 2 allowed you to do it, and they host the servers themselves, but I just don't know. But yeah, in terms of what I've seen of the game and what I've read about the game, it does seem pretty interesting. But it's a zombie game.
exactly.
If you like shooting zombies and surviving hordes of zombies, you're gonna like it most likely. But it's
Exactly. Like, there's
I
only
don't
so
know.
many new
It's-
ideas they can have, and that's why I'm like, it's a game. If
those kinds of games just don't appeal to me.
Exactly.
So when I see people are like, dude, I made it through the horde to like round 30 or whatnot, and I was able to destroy like something. I was like, okay.
Oh, exactly.
Cool.
No, I'm strictly thinking of it more as a multiplayer game than me playing it alone, because I would not give any craps if I was playing alone. But if I'm trolling around with CJ, it could be fun.
Oh yeah, I feel like if you're in with the right crowd, any
Exactly.
of those games can be really fun.
Exactly. Like, even, hell, if the 4 of us, I say 4 of us as if there was 4 of us here. 4 of us on the channel got together and played it. It's like, I know,
I'm sure
I
it'd be
would
fun.
only try to say, Matt, here, go over here, and we'll set up this trap, and then just never set it up and have him die, because it'd be funny.
Well, I'm sure Matt knows how to stop Hitler. He did beat Wolfenstein Youngblood, so I'm just saying. Can't underestimate
right.
our
No,
boy Matty Ice.
Now I have to reevaluate everything.
So I guess we're gonna go rapid fire then in some of the other ones, because pretty much as Travis said before, it is a re-release month and like remaster month, so nothing really new that is coming out. Again, I still think the biggest one is Dreams. But besides that, nothing too crazy. Like, for example, you have Life is Strange 2 Collector's Edition. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a collection of the episodes of Life is Strange 2, but I don't know for a fact on that one. We also have, what was it? You have Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 2. I mean, just more Fortnite. Samurai Shodown is actually getting ported to Switch. I think Samurai Shodown, I mean, I usually see advertisements for Samurai Shodown because, I mean, I go to a lot of fighting game tournaments. So I've never played the Samurai Shodown series, but it's a game series that I've heard is just like okay, nothing fantastic. I think it's because of the fact that they're trying to push their game into more fighting game tournaments. But when you're in a fighting game tournament to play like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat or Smash Bros, you're not always trying to play a completely different game that you have no idea how to play. As we mentioned before, the Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind DLC is coming to Xbox February 25th. The Mega Man Zero Legacy Collection is also coming out. Actually, I think this might be the first time the Mega Man Zero or /Zero X Legacy Collection is coming out. Because I know we did it for like the original Mega Man and the Mega Man X. I don't know about Mega Man Zero. And I think there was a couple other ones that were coming out. Let me see. That might be it. Or Darksiders Genesis. That was another one. But yeah.
Yeah, so it's a big, huge month, and I haven't seen what's in March, but I can't imagine it's slower than February. Oh wait,
March is gonna be.
March has
Sorry.
at least the one game.
March has at least Animal Crossing that I'm sure
That was the
we're
one I
gonna
was
be
thinking
talking
of.
about. Yeah.
I keep wanting to
But
say Harvest Moon.
Yeah. But I mean, there's not a ton to really get excited about this month, really. So if it wasn't obvious, we're not super psyched about a lot of stuff coming out this month. But hey, it's gonna be the lull before what we used to think that was gonna be the storm that is spring with Final Fantasy VII Remake. What was the other one? Oh, and Cyberpunk 2077 in April. Like, both of those got delayed though, so it might be a slower spring than we expected, but I'm more than okay with that because there's a lot of other games that I'm planning on playing during that meantime. So
I have so many games that I need to play.
exactly. Instead of me buying more games, let me finish up a couple more before I start getting obsessed with other ones. But that's just me. So, Travis, anything else you want to talk about for the month of February?
Just save your money. Don't actually buy any video games and buy your girlfriend something nice.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah.
Buy your significant other or parents or family member something nice.
Yeah. 'Cause nothing says I love you, Mom, more than a diamond ring.
Travis, where do you have this money? I didn't buy a
I
video
didn't
game
buy a
this month.
video game this month, man.
Well, thank you, Travis. Anyway, that's gonna be it for us. Wow, that was a hard sentence to say. If you actually do know of any games that are exciting that are coming up besides Dreams in My Mind, let us know in that comment section below, and we'll be sure to check it out. But otherwise, yeah, that's gonna be it for us. Bye-bye.
Bye.